Yeah.
LakeCumberlandSports.com. Don't miss a touchdown, three-pointer, home run, or goal. Local sports with a local flavor.
What?
Streamed globally. And now, it's game time.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Lake Cumberland Sports coverage of high school football. Tonight, the playoffs start. So Chris and I are safe. We started to say everybody's 0-0. Oh. They actually played 3 games last night in the state of Kentucky. So there are 3 teams that are already eliminated and 3 teams that have moved on, and one of them's Williamsburg and one of them's Frederick Douglass. And if I knew the third one, I don't think anybody cares, nor does it matter. So tonight, Pulaski County is going to entertain West Jessamine in a rematch of last year's opening round playoff game, except we played it up in Nicholasville versus here at Pulaski County. Partner, this is a game that we come into, and last year Pulaski had only 3 wins, as my memory tells me, and nobody gave them a chance. They won big, and I mean big. This year, West comes in with 3 wins. Pulaski's got 6 against some pretty serious competition, and very few people are giving West Jess much of a chance, but they play these games for a reason, and somewhere across the state of Kentucky tonight, somebody's going to get surprised. And if you're Pulaski, you certainly don't want to let it be you.
No, you're 100% correct. And Mike, this is what every team that starts the season, has on their goal is to get to the playoffs, because you have three steps, 3 phases to the season that a lot of coaches that I've talked to throughout the years will tell you. You have your preseason. Actually, 4 steps. You have your preseason, you have your pre-district, you have your district, and then you have your postseason. Right. And so everything that's happened through the first 10 games of the year, you can't just throw away, but you can discard for too much to the point and say, okay, guys, starting now is when it matters. Because like you said, it's win or go home at this point.
Yeah, you don't get a do-over anymore. Everything is a one-and-done situation. Pulaski, should they prevail tonight, would be home again next week. And then if they should win in week 2, and that's a whole lot of speculation, but should they win in week 2, the road show will have to begin because of the RPI. They're just not ranked high enough to be home again in week 3. So that's a whole lot of stuff for another day. Tonight, West Jess makes the trip down from Nicholasville. They were in a district that I don't think I ever saw it. Somebody probably would correct me. Going into the last week of their playoff or their regular season, all 4 teams in their district were 1-1.
Yes.
So as it turns out, they play each other in that final week, and 2 come out at 2-1, and 2 come out at 1-2. And the 2 that came out at 1-2 were East and West Jessamine, and West Jessamine lost in a tiebreak because they lost to East Jessamine. So they're here as a 4 seed, where Montgomery County won. And they had a win over Madison Southern, so they are the winner of that district. Madison Southern is the 2 seed, and guess what? West Jessamine beat Montgomery County like they stole something. So you make some sense out of high school football. I can't.
Well, so I'm gonna make one comment that some may take political, and I'm not going to say anything about the race that just happened this week, even though, yay. You sound like you've been listening to a lot of that election board coverage and numbers and this and that. I'm impressed.
And then at the end of it, I go, wow, because they put a board up there with nothing on it, and it's like, oh. Anyway, I led you down that path just to tell you the difference in a 1 seed and a 4 seed out of District 7, which is where they come from, Pulaski and Southwestern in District 8. The difference in the 1 seed and the 4 seed was a head-to-head match between the teams. Pulaski, on the other hand, swept the district.
Right.
Southwestern lost 1 game in the district. That was to Pulaski. South Laurel lost 2 games in the district. They ended up 2-2. They're the 3 seed. North Laurel won 1 game. They're the 4 seed. That's how it's supposed to shape up. There wasn't any tie breaks or anything involved. All those teams are in action. We're going to try to get you scores from around the region. I can't promise you anything. But tonight, West Jess comes in, partner. They've got a quarterback in Gabe Smith, or Gabriel, if we're going to call him. I called him Gabe. I don't know if I can get away with that. But he steps in, and he's thrown for 1,300 yards, and he's rushed for almost 550. So, you're talking about a 1,900-yard performer. That's obviously a big part of their offense.
It really is, and dual threat quarterbacks, have come onto the scene in the last 10 years, whatnot, and have trickled down from the NFL to the college to the high school levels now, because typically your best athletes played wide receiver, played running back, dual duty with maybe a secondary position and this and that, and coaches finally said, hey, why not put our best athlete at quarterback and make this defense defend his arm and his legs, and this young man, Gabriel Smith, is going to give you a lot of that.
Yeah, we talked to the coaches. I did a little bit at length this week. I got the opportunity to spend some time with Coach Burns, and I do appreciate him and his staff for giving me some time. They broke down some stuff that they said West is going to do against us, and we have got to stop certain things. And if we don't react correctly to certain things, we're going to get hurt by those things. And then I guess the other thing, and we'll get into West Jess a little more, we've had Pulaski now for 10 weeks. You've heard us say pretty much what we think about Pulaski County. They've got a really good running back in Kason Brock. He's approaching 1,600 all-purpose yards rushing and passing. I've drawn a blank. Denmeyer.
Harris Denmeyer.
Harris Denmeyer, thank you. Harris Denmeyer was named the District 8 Player of the Year this week. Congratulations to him. He's at wide receiver. He's approaching 700 yards receiving, and he can take the top off of a defense in a lot of situations. And so I say that to say this. Pulaski County for 3 weeks has not had Zach Anderson at quarterback. Well, if you listen to our pregame show, I was going to break it in the coaches show, but I'll go ahead and Zach Anderson will start at quarterback for Pulaski County tonight. And I asked the coaches, is he limited? Are there certain things you're going to not let him do? They said he's got a full slate. So they think he's fine. The doctors think he's fine. I know he thinks he's fine. He's been wanting to play since week 1.
Well, and so just to expand on that situation, we've obviously been quiet and kind of tight-lipped on purpose because we didn't know the extent, didn't know what it was, but we can say that it was a shoulder injury.
Yes. And we knew a little more than we told you.
Right.
But that'll be the standard rule for everything.
Exactly.
Just because we hear something from the coaches doesn't mean we're going to share it with the public.
Until
they can share it with the public, and then we'll talk about it.
Right, until we feel confident and comfortable. And so, to get him back out there for the first game of the playoffs is huge, to be able to shake off a little rust and be prepared to move on to the next round.
Let me tell you what Coach Burns explained it to me, and he has to get simple with me sometimes, because he knows I don't understand a lot, he said, Mike, it's a whole lot like basketball. He said, if you can make teams defend you vertically and horizontally and spread the floor, everybody has a better chance of doing the things they're trying to do. He said, when we put Zach at quarterback, and he said, don't get me wrong, Will did a great job at quarterback, and he's going to be whatever we need at quarterback. He just doesn't have quite the arm strength. He said, but when we put Zach in there, we make them defend boundary to boundary because he can throw the hard sideline throw, the over-the-top 50-yard throw, and he can throw the soft stuff to the running backs. And he said, now all of a sudden, our running game is playing against a defense that doesn't have a 7-8 in the box. They've got 5 in the box maybe trying to defend us against the passing game. So he thinks it's keenly important that they can cause this West Jess team to defend the whole field.
You're exactly right, and you can't sneeze at Anderson's running ability. While he may not be as flashy or as quick as Adams was, he alluded, he may be a little better runner, but doesn't have the arm strength. Zach may not be as good a runner, but he still takes advantage of his opportunities, and you're talking about, mismatches and creating things. And Wes Jessamine, I know Coach Burns told you, that's what they're trying to do. They're going to spread the field out. They're going to put a single back there. They're going to shotgun formation. You got a dual threat quarterback. You're going to see some run pass option stuff. You're going to see if Pulaski moves with their receivers and their running backs. Now you've got the best athlete with a light box, and so it's the same thing. I mean, it's strategy at its best, and that's what they're supposed to do.
Well, again, your job is to put your athletes in the best positions to succeed against the other team. I mean, that's what coaching comes down to. The thing that he said to me that surprised me a little bit, he said, they'll come out and press coverage. He said, you'll see them on the outside, and we saw that last week at Corbin, and they couldn't exploit it. Pulaski had trouble exploiting it. I think if they come out and press coverage, Harris Denmeyer's name's going to come up in conversation several times tonight, because if you have to defend half the field and 50 yards of that half with him, with one person, it could be fun.
Yeah. We'd like to thank Toyota Somerset, our title sponsor this evening, and Ford Brothers Auctioneers, our presenting sponsor. And join us next week. Be sure to watch Wings and Rings video game of the week on Lake Cumberland Sports. Wings and Rings, wings created your way, always fresh, never frozen burgers. And we will have a video game next week. It has not been determined yet of which one it will be, and it will determine the results of tonight, I'm sure. And as Mike we've been talking about here, we're going to listen to Coach Burns and Mike got together this week, we'll probably let those two give us our keys to the game in that thing right there. So if you need new cabinets, the key is Whitest Cabinets. We value your business, offering friendly service and reliable products. Let our design experts turn your vision into reality. Visit us today at South 27 and Slate Branch Road. Whitest Cabinets, the keys to your dream. And we won't go through the whole starting lineups. I know you got something to add before we go to the coaches' show. I got it.
You got it? All I was going to say was the Lake Cumberland Orthopedic Sports Medicine injury report. We have been fortunate this year. We've not done much of the injury report. We don't like to do the injury report. But tonight there's a couple things. And Pulaski gets Anderson back, and they have an offensive lineman in Hall who is not going to play tonight, and he will be replaced in the starting lineup by Taylor. And Taylor has played in a bunch of their jumbo packages all year. He's a freshman, but he can play.
Right.
And I have no doubt they have two starting freshmen in that offensive line and a sophomore in an offensive line that's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. So if you need new cabinets, the key is Whitest Cabinets. We value your business, offering friendly service and reliable products. Let our design experts turn your vision into reality. Visit us today at South 27 and Slate Branch Road. Whitest Cabinets, the key to your dream home. And C.V. Hansford of Wycott Realtors Ford Brothers, a person you can trust when you're looking to sell your farm or commercial property. C.V.'s experience as a successful realtor, business person, and farmer is invaluable when it comes to knowing how to get the most for your property, all the while helping you through a seamless and enjoyable transaction. For information, give CV a call at 606-219-3274. That's CV Hansford at Wycott Realtors Ford Brothers. And our injury report Mike gave you Dr. Jesse Pace and Dr. Patrick Jenkins at Lake Cumberland Orthopedic Sports Medicine for athletes of all levels, from the weekend warrior to the professional. At Lake Cumberland Orthopedics, our goal is to get each patient back to the highest level of physical activity possible. We're proud to support local athletics by serving as team physicians for Lindsey Wilson College, Southwestern, Somerset, Pulaski, and Wayne County high schools, and other athletes throughout the Lake Cumberland region. And we're going to step out and listen to Mike and Coach Burns. But before we do, you're already harassing the officials.
No, I'm not. I just told him he probably wanted to talk to the PA guy next to us. He said, no, I've already talked to them. He said, this is for you. This is who we are. These are the signals we use. And my comment to him was, you guys go have fun. You won't hear anything out of us because we've been around it for a while and we kind of understand the concept. And he was very cordial, and that's pretty good stuff. I like that.
Yeah. So, again, we're going to step away, and this is the pre-game coaches show with Mike and Coach Burns.
as parents, I feel like it's important.
At Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different ringing services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and on
75-2. I ain't $200 got it here to come in a quarter.
Like successful sports programs, putting together a successful auction takes a lot of planning, organization, attention to detail, and teamwork. And
you the teams that have beaten you are 9-1 right now, heading into the playoffs. Pretty good schedule.
Yeah, we played a lot of good teams. Like you said, 3 of them are 9-1, and a lot of those teams are top in their state. They're projected to play in the semifinal and the state championship games of their class. But that's what we want. We wanted to be competitive. We wanted to play competitive games. We wanted to be able to get that playoff atmosphere, and I think we did a pretty good job of that.
A lot of ones this year, a lot of firsts. You and I have talked about it. You got your first win as a. So you've played a pretty good schedule.
Yeah, we played a lot of good teams. Like you said, 3 of them are 9-1, and a lot of those teams are top in their state. They're projected to play in the semifinal and the state championship games of their class. But that's what we want. We wanted to be competitive. We wanted to play competitive games. We wanted to be able to get that playoff atmosphere, and I think we did a pretty good job of that.
A lot of ones this year, a lot of firsts. You and I have talked about it. You got your first win as a head coach. You got your first home win, your first road win, first district win, your first district championship. Now you get a chance to put another first out there. That's your first playoff win. And West Jasmine will come to town. And what do we know about West Jasmine?
They're spread offense. They run the quarterback a lot, run a lot of RPOs. Defensively, they're going to play. Nice.
And again, we don't individualize stats, but it hurts your kids if they have 9 games versus 10 games when their stats are published at the end of the year and all that stuff because they missed a football game.
Yeah, and the seniors,
sure.
We talk about they're offered 10 games and that game got took away from them, and we're just glad it worked out the way that it was supposed to, and we could play this game. And like you said, stats.
It's okay.
In regards to stats, these kids, they've earned that right. So
Brock went over 1,000 yards last week. I know we don't talk about a lot of individual things, and I'm not going there, but that's still an accomplishment. I don't care. 1,000 yards rushing is still 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, and he did it as a freshman, and then now he's done it again, and he did it in 9 games. And if, like you said, we took it. We didn't let him carry a big load through some games because we knew that he, deep into the playoffs and that he's going to get the ball. And, he's a great worker and he's a great kid and he's a great player.
And offensive lines like to have 1,000-yard rushers.
Oh, yeah.
They like to brag about that. Okay, we've not talked about last week. That's not on purpose. You all went out to Southwestern and 43-7, a win over Southwestern. Your seniors can now say they got a win over Southwestern, but more importantly, perfect slate in the district. You already know that you're home for, if you win, you're home for at least 2 weeks, if not more, in the playoffs. That had to be a pretty satisfying Friday night.
Yeah, like you said, it's the first win for the seniors. They hadn't beat Southwestern. A district championship, something that I think 2018 was the last time
I think so.
that happened. And a district championship, perfect slate. We don't look at this, but we ran the clock on every district opponent. And our varsity defense didn't get scored on through the district play. So I'm really proud of the kids and the coaches, through the district slate. And it's always nice to be the rival.
We know a week from Friday you'll be home against West Justman here in the opening round of the playoffs. We'll worry about that down the road. Tonight, you go to Corbin. Corbin football has had a reputation for a lot of years. I'm from Somerset. Somerset and Corbin didn't care. They didn't get along very well when I was in school. But the rivalry, they've quit playing.
We offer an e-student checking account and a GPA savings account. I immediately opened up both for my daughter. She has a debit card, which I am able to turn on and off with our mobile app because I'm also on the account. She has become more mindful of her spending, which is something that we want to teach her, is to be a mindful spender and to save as much as she can.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough This Smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
In the real world, we spend too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward, and with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more in less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
Here at Citizens National Bank, we still take pride in treating each and every customer like we would want to be treated. Our employees are here to help you navigate the confusing lending process and determine which type of home loan best suits you. Schedule an appointment today. We have highly qualified loan officers ready to serve you.
We're back. Hey, y'all, I wish we only had video. I was doing the Donald Trump dance, but that's another game, another day. We are about 7 minutes away from kickoff as the teams have gone back to the locker room, and a specialist for West Jessamine has stayed out, the punter, and he's got a nice leg. His name's Abraham Gonzalez, and he's been out here working double overtime, triple overtime by himself, so don't have any idea. I went over to the West Jess booth partner just to see if they needed anything from us. They have got set up, and they're actually filming for the coaches.
Okay.
And I don't think they're on the air. If they are, it's a setup I've never seen. So we may be the only audio going out of here tonight. I say that to say this. I was going to find out if there was any number changes, anything like that, because we check into that and tell them Pulaski could have a guy who makes an impact who's wearing a number that doesn't show up on the KHSA webpage, but we didn't get to accomplish that. So if West Jess has got anybody playing in a number that we don't know about, we tried, and we hope if any of y'all up there listening to us, tune us in. We will get through this. Defense, I got a gentleman named Aiden Blanton, 62 tackles and 10 tackles for loss. He's somebody that Pulaski will have to find and answer for. And they've got a running back that's got 840 yards, and Bragdon Welch. I went back and looked. That name was there last year also. So they have got some offensive skills. They just haven't been able – they put up 20 points a game, but they've been giving up 30-plus a game. And That's a 10-point differential. Pulaski's just about the opposite of that.
Right. And I think that you mentioned this earlier, and if you did, I apologize. I just, looking at notes, I want to make sure. We have alluded that Anderson is back, will be a quarterback, but did we also report that Mason Hall is out tonight?
He is out, and oh, goodness, Mr. Taylor will take his role, and I've got to get my roster in front of me. Blake Taylor, a freshman.
Yeah, so he's going to be
61.
taking over.
Yep, he will start. Coach Burns said he had played a lot of snaps this year in their jumbo packages and some of their specialty packages where they add alignment and stuff in the running game. And he said, I have full confidence in him. And I asked him if he thought that Hall might be long-term, and he said no, he expected him to play football again this year. So
Again,
that's the answer we got.
Not going to pinpoint anything, but what we both know is that it's a minor upper body injury.
That's what they said.
Yeah. So, and we talked a little bit about this game last year. Pulaski was able to take care of business. Went up there and won 40-6 last year. In the last time that these two teams met was the year before in the playoffs, and Pulaski won that one in a high-scoring affair, 53-35. So you take that for what it's worth. West Jessamine has faced some pretty good teams this year. They're struggling a little bit on the record side, but as Mike said, on paper this looks one way, but when they get on the field, it could go completely different.
Yeah, again, their signature win this year, I think, would be the one over Montgomery County, or maybe the win over that they're proud of over Russell County. Right now, it looks like they've got about maybe 40 kids.
Well, and, when looking at their roster that I printed off, there was 84.
And there's about 40.
Half of that.
And if you looked, they only had 10 players who have played in all 10 football games.
Right.
I don't know enough about their program to give answers to that, but usually this time of year you've got 15, 18, maybe 20 kids who are playing in all the games, maybe not taking that many snaps. Pulaski County tonight will be wearing their traditional maroon uniform over the silver pants with the Pulaski County silver helmet. West Jessamine, white over white with red numerals. Their colors are red, white, and blue. The blue is a Carolina blue, a powder blue, a West Jess blue. I'm not sure. Casey County blue. How about that? Pulaski County will come out through the banners, and as always, Grizz will lead them through the banner and carry the flag. And we have
pretty good week to be proud to be American this week.
Well, again, you and I, since we did a football game last Friday night, we have seen a probably described as one of the most important elections in the history of this country. Daylight savings time has hit us, and so it was dark at 5:30 tonight. Playoffs have started. There's just a lot of stuff changed since you and I last sat together.
But something has not changed. Through 11 football games this season, we have amazing, beautiful football weather.
And tonight is perfect.
This is more of your football weather. Temperatures down in the 50s, but not a cloud. Well, can't see the clouds, but there, no chance of any rain.
No.
And no wind. I mean, flags are straight down. So, again, another beautiful night. And while we've been sitting here chatting, Pulaski won the toss and elected to receive.
And Brock will be deep.
And Spencer Brown will be doing the kicking duties. We saw Abraham Gonzalez out here punting. Maybe he'll take the punting duties. But
I don't know, but he got in a pretty full workout.
Yeah, but Spencer Brown will be your kicker for the Colts.
Toby Wright will be the escort. He's standing about the 20-yard line, and I think we're ready. I think the officiating crew all ready. I promised them I would be good, and I will.
5-man crew this evening.
Yep.
And Brown will put his foot to it, and it's a short kick that is picked up there at about the 25-yard line by Wright, and he's going to get up close to the 35-yard line. So about a 10-yard return, Mike, and that's where the Maroons will take over their first possession.
So the escort became the driver on that one.
That's right. And Anderson will open up at quarterback as we expected, and they will come out in a single back set. Kason Brock will be off his left shoulder in a shotgun. Idlewind and Denmeyer split wide to the near side. And handoff to Brock off the right side, and he is hit in the backfield, but drags the tackler across the 35 to 36 for a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, good job. I mean, hit at the line of scrimmage, and I'll get familiar with the names. That was Lyndon Lowry, or John David Lyndon Lowry. That's a lot of names. Let's give Brock one.
And something here just a second I'm going to tell you. So here's a handoff to Kason off the left side. Follows his blockers nicely, waiting for his hole to open up. And he's going to get about 8 and bring up short third down yardage. So the thing that I see with the Colts defense initially, they're in a 34, but they have a down lineman who is playing as a spy. They're number 64 in the middle. That's, looking to face Brock, and Brock's going to take the handoff, and he's going to be stuffed for no gain, Mike. So it's going to bring up 4th down in the first decision of the evening.
Yeah, once again, Pulaski County. Of course, Anderson has punted at times in the season, so you really don't know what to expect. But it looks to me like they're in.
They're going to go for it.
Unless he shifts into a short punt situation.
Nope. Pistol formation.
Here we go.
Snap. Give to Brock off the right side. He has to get away from a blocker. Now he gets to the outside across midfield into the secondary, all the way down to about the 40-yard line. So that's going to result in about a 17-yard carry on 4th and 3, and will be a big first down for the Maroons.
So you're just outside your own 40-yard line. You're 4th and 2. You send a message to your offense. We're going to give the ball to Brock. We're going to pick up a first down. I don't know they anticipated getting 17 on that play, but well done.
Yeah, so back in the shotgun formation, Anderson will fake to Brock right down the middle of the field. A wide open Decker Wilden, and he makes a one-handed grab, stays on his feet, but as he's losing his balance, stumbling, he will get all the way down to about the 5-6-yard line, a gain of 34. And Decker was wide open, Mike.
One-handed, fully extended, overthrown, to be honest.
And Decker stuck his big mitt up there, and that will put the Maroons in the Rick Barker red zone for the first time.
I may have got a little excited there.
You did.
I think I did.
Here's the power eye pistol formation. In Kason looking to get outside, finds a seam, cuts up field, and he's going to be real. They're going to say he's down at the 1-yard line, but Mike, he was hit at about the 3 and kept his legs driving, and it will be inside the 1. A gain of 4 yards on 1st and goal. Now it's 2nd and 1. 9:06 on the clock, opening quarter. Power eye, and Anderson will take it in himself. Quarterback sneak for the Citizens National Bank touchdown for the Maroons.
Just a little short trip through the Rick Barker red zone and into the Citizens National Bank end zone, and Pulaski leads 6-0. Mounts to attempt the PAT.
Anderson, first game back after a 3-week hiatus, or 2-week hiatus, I guess. Didn't play the last 2 weeks. Comes in and gets on the scoreboard first. Denmeyer's a holder. Snap is good. Hold is good, and the kick is good. And at the 8:58 mark here, the opening quarter, Pulaski County Maroons lead on the Randall Turpin CPA scoreboard 7-0.
At Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you.
Here to come in 175, here to come in 175, 2. I 200 down, count it here to come in a quarter.
Like successful sports programs, putting together a successful auction takes a lot of planning, organization, attention to detail, and teamwork. And you need dedicated and committed people pulling together. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we've been successfully selling the country since 1965. Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Give us a call or visit us online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
7-0 as we come back to Pulaski County. And the catch by Wilden, I'm still sitting here. That was big league.
It really was. And to get them in that spot is Ethan Idlewild will put his foot to it, and it's going to be taken by Chase Satterwhite just inside the 5-yard line. He's off the left side. Good return. Flag comes flying in from the back judge. Expect some kind of hold, block in the back, illegal something. The Colts are going to start inside their own 20-yard line once they get this sorted out, Mike.
Yeah, it would have been 15 on the return. That's going to be negated.
Chop block. Called on the Colts. So that should be at least half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, you're going to end up netting somewhere between the 4 and about 6 yards on the return after the penalty. But it's not important. It's terrible field position for West Jess is what it amounts to.
And they are going to mark off. They're going to mark off full 10 and take it back to the 10-yard line. And that should have been a half the distance, but we're going to let it go as it is. And so the Colts will start 1st and 10 from their own 10.
That was Satterwhite on the return.
Yes, sir. And so,
well, this is the offense I was told we would see, or at least this formation.
Gabriel Smith opens at quarterback. He's looking to pass initially, and he real quickly finds his receiver, Chase Satterwhite, out across the 15 to about the 16, gain of 6 on 1st down.
Ping and Finley and others.
And something that you mentioned in the pregame talk is that, we had heard that Gabriel Smith was a good underneath thrower, which we saw right there. That where he gets into a little bit of trouble is down the field. And so the Maroons are pressing.
Yeah, that one was on time. I mean, that was well thrown.
There are 11 Maroon jerseys within 5 yards of the ball.
Yeah, there are.
And shotgun formation, and Smith will just take it himself on a design quarterback run around the right edge, pick up maybe one as the entire interior defense for the Maroons were there to bring up 3rd and 3.
Well, Pulaski went for it in their own territory, but near midfield. If West doesn't pick this up on 3rd down and they go for it, you can just say this is a no-punt game. They're not going to punt.
Smith, shotgun formation, 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. And there goes Welch out of the backfield, and immediately that's Finley. It was in there in the face.
Messed it up.
Of Smith, and he blew it up. Ball got tipped down, incomplete, and will bring up 4th down for the Colts, and will be forced to punt.
Broderick Finley.
Yes. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, I sometimes don't distinguish between the 2. They're in punt formation. Let's see twin backs, and I know who this is on this side. That's Brock. Is the other one Adams? That's my guess.
Yeah. Cooper Swaim is the punter, and it is a short, wobbly kick that will hit at the 45, and Kason Brock will get away from it, and it will end up being out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
That's a 36-yard punt that there are no pictures on a scorecard.
No return. So that will still give the Maroons great field position as they get to take over. And that, Mike, that has been a theme year for this team. They have been very, very fortunate with their starting field position.
And when you start at your 46-yard line, you have the entire playbook.
You're exactly right. And single coverage around Anderson. will fake it to Brock, keeping himself, and there is all kinds of space. Denmeyer getting a block, and Anderson will take it all the way down to the 36.
18
so
or
that's
so.
20 on the carry. And the funny thing about, not funny, but Case and Brock took the blunt of that. Anderson put the ball in his gut,
hammered.
And he was tackled 7 yards behind the line as Anderson was running the other way.
Yeah, most of the people here were watching the tackle, and Anderson was kind of by himself going around the right side.
Sound like the Hamburglar going around the right side. blah, 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 blah.
Stole one.
Sorry.
That's
First
good.
and 10, Anderson looking to pass again. He has got Cohen Finley wide open this time and just overthrows him. So early in the game, Mike, maybe a little bit of rust we talked about. Anderson has been high on both of his pass attempts.
Rust, adrenaline, happy to be back, whatever you want to say. And that is one of the good things of getting in this game tonight. He will get a chance to, hopefully, if there is any rust.
The two very positive things, though, is Pulaski had receivers wide open.
Oh, my.
And Zach found both of them,
Yep.
just not able to complete it. Then Meyer comes in motion. Anderson drops back to pass, looking to set up the middle screen. Finally does find Idlewind, who is wide open, Mike.
Blowing
and
the
Ethan
horn.
makes a cut through the 20 down to the 10, all the way down to about the 8-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 29 on first down. And Mike, you talk about making the right decision and fooling the defense. Idlewind just slipped out. It was supposed to be a middle screen pretty quickly, and Anderson saw something he didn't like, waited a minute, and finds Idlewind, and there wasn't a white jersey within 10 yards of him.
Had to throw it sidearm and
I formation under center this time. Hand off to Brock, and he runs into 5 white jerseys. So loss of, they're going to give a big loss. A loss of 4 will be second and goal from the 11.
And that's to the left side of this offensive line, which where the money has been made to speak of this year. And West Jess doing a pretty nice job.
In between the tackles, their success has been outside. And Anderson back to pass. Now he's flushed, rolls it to the right, got Denmeyer in the back corner, but again, a little bit out of his reach and will be incomplete. And so Anderson is 1 for 4 on the game to start out, and will bring up 3rd and 11.
2 for 4.
2 for 4.
He completed
Sorry,
one.
Well,
Wilden tried his best. If it hadn't been for a super catch, he would have been 1 for 4. Wilden.
You're exactly right.
And then Idlewind got the other one. But again, they're down here where this was going to be 4-down territory.
So shotgun formation. They're going to get a free 5 yards as the hard count draws the Colts off sides. And so it will go from 3rd and 11 to 3rd and 6. So now you can run or pass.
Yeah, and again, if you're West Jessamine, those penalties don't look like they're important, but they're huge.
Huge. Yes, I agree. I mean, that's the difference of potential field goal, potential stop on 4th down to giving them 2 downs inside the 10. And Anderson keeps looking. Now he throws it into the back of the end zone, intended for Finley. Cohen Finley, and it goes out of bounds and will bring up 4th and 6.
I see no sign of Mounts coming off. I see him standing down there, but he's not coming into the game, so they're going to go for it.
And Pulaski will send Denmeyer, Finley, and Idlewind trips formation here to the near side, and we'll send Toby Wright out to the far side. Brock will stay in the backfield on Anderson's left shoulder, and Zach will roll that way, still looking, finds Finley, and will bring it in on just a arrow pattern and beat the defender, had just a step, and Zach put it right on the money for the Citizens National Bank touchdown, and the Maroons on top 13-0, 5:28, Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard.
Officially how many?
6 yards.
6 yards and a touchdown. So even though Anderson's been off target a little bit, he's already thrown for 69 yards and a touchdown.
Mounts, extra point. Denmeyer gets it down. Denmeyer and Mounts puts it on 14-0. Maroons opening quarter of 5A state playoffs.
At Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different reading services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you.
Here to come in 175-100, here to come in 175-2. I'm 200 down, got it here to come in a quarter.
Like successful sports programs, putting together a successful auction takes a lot of planning, organization, attention to detail, and teamwork. And you need dedicated and committed people pulling together. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we've been successfully selling the country since 1965. Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Give us a call or visit us online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
So, welcome back. As I don't mind, we'll get set to kick off for the third time tonight, our Entrust Healthcare kickoff. And this is a high boot kick back to about the 7-yard line that will be taken there on the run by Satterwine. And he tries to take it all the way across the field, and Cohen Finley was not going to let that happen. And so the Colts are going to take over in dangerous field position again, just at the 14, Mike.
Yeah, and again, Kane is throwing, he deserves a representation. He got pushed in the back big time in the middle. I mean, that was Loveless, right in the middle of all that. And I think his reaction was, that used to be a penalty.
Right. And Gunner has been a madman when it comes to special teams covers this year. And we've yet to call his name, but that's not because he's not doing work.
I'll guarantee you he's causing trouble.
So single coverage by the Maroon defense. As Smith back under center, looks to pass quickly. And catches his receiver, and Finley misses the tackle, but he's able to recover. But it's going to be a huge gain, Mike, all the way across midfield. I'm trying to get the number on the receiver. I believe that it's either 10 or 18.
Well, from the 14 with 36 will get you to midfield and add 2 to that.
10.
That's 38 yards.
Luke Allen on the reception.
Okay.
And that's a huge gain on first down. Clock winds at 5 minutes in the first quarter. Maroons leading 14-0.
First down of the game.
Smith, shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the right. He's going to hand it off to Bragdon Welch off the left side, and he's going to pick up 4 on first down.
I mean, Welch is a 850-yard rusher on the season. He's a valuable part of this offense. First time he's touched the football, to my knowledge, in this game.
Yes.
Got 4?
Yep, got 4. Be 2nd and 6. Pistol formation with a lead blocker this time in front of Smith. Tries to draw the defense offside. Now they're going to change the play as he walks up and tells his line. Takes the snap, low snap. It's kicked and booted, and that's going to be like a ping pong ball in there. And Pulaski. I believe Pulaski is going to recover. So after all of that, audible and jockeying around, a low snap at the foot of Smith, and then his running back Welch going up to block, kicked it.
Yep,
and
inadvertently
kicked it. Inadvertently, and it turned into a ping pong ball, and the Maroons get the first turnover of the night.
And you're going to say this, but I'm going to beat you. I'm going to cheat. The field position, once again, is unbelievably good. Yeah. Guess who's leading them out? Mr. Taylor.
That's right.
Getting his first start.
Wanted to make scene to make sure.
Guarantee
guys, hey, I am in here taking care of things.
He's having to snap the football, and, that is a pretty important role to play.
So, and you alluded to the fact that the Maroons are at the 46. When you only have to play half the field, Anderson drops back to pass, still looking this way. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his left. Flag comes in flying late. He finds Brock, but he's going to get 9 yards short, just a little bit short.
Yeah.
But here's the problem that I've got. And I feel pretty confident that it was a hold. Yeah. But here's the thing. He threw the flag after every one of the PC offensive linemen had quit blocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the entire defensive line was pursuing Anderson.
Had a little trouble getting it out of his pocket.
Okay. All right.
What happens there is anytime a quarter breaks the pocket, the offensive linemen have got to disengage.
They've been told, sure. When they turn.
Yes, and you have to. And in the official's opinion, somebody didn't.
Right. So, as it is, 10-yard penalty, back to the 36-yard line, handoff to Brock. He makes a cut back to the middle of the field, makes one man miss, will get close to the penalty yardage and give him 8 up to the 49.
I love Brock. He's falling forward, and there are a lot of times there's 3-4 extra yards after contact that he gets.
Yak.
That a lot of running back, yak. A lot of running backs don't get, and that's because he's running hard behind them.
So tight bunch, trips formation to the right. Anderson takes his own low snap that rolls right. He's looking down the field. He's got to be behind the defender, but that one is overthrown and.
Godby tackled the defender.
Yeah, so there was a lot of contact, but because the ball was underthrown, and, here again, Boone tried, but he had to turn into the defender because you don't know if the flag is going to fly, but if Boone comes back through
he probably gets the call.
So, as it is, incomplete, 3rd and 12.
But he did a nice job of keeping, as you said, turning to the defender.
So 3. Whoops. There's another offsides. That's going to be the second free 5-yard penalty on the defense. And so you go from 3rd and 12.
Evidently, Anderson is doing a wonderful job with inflection down there on snap count because he got multiple people to jump.
I've been watching Aaron Rodgers on Sundays. He was really good at that.
He always has been.
So 3rd and 7 now. Ball back to the Maroon 49-yard line, and Brock going to kind of pick it up on the ground, and it's just a sweep
close
around the right side. I think he's going to be just a little short, Mike, but he's going to pick up 6 3/4, and it will bring up 4th down, but about the half length of the football.
Well, they went for it at their own 40 on 4th down. You're pretty sure you're going to go for it at the other guy's 45.
And as
they had too many men on the field.
Yeah, as the Colts are trying to get their heavy defensive package in, Anderson just goes under center, takes a snap quickly, and as you mentioned, it's going to be a 1st down, but you had 12 Colts.
Yeah, I think they'll call it illegal participation, and that's what they do.
And that is the call, and they will take the penalty yards, even though Anderson got about 4 on the carry.
You take the most yardage,
right?
Whatever.
So they'll come back and mark it off. And wait a second now, the ball was at the 39. Why did they go back to the 35 and mark off?
I don't know.
Okay, well, so the ball spotted at the 39. It is a 1st down. Anderson under center. Quick dive to Brock, right side, off tackle. He runs into a couple of white jerseys there, led by Aiden Blanton, but he will pick up 3 on 1st down.
Brock 9 carries, 43 yards so far in the opening half.
Toby Wright checks.
We're still in the 1st quarter.
We are. The clock winds under 2 minutes. A 14-0 Pulaski County lead here over the West Jessamine Colts. Anderson shotgun, drops back. He's got all kinds of time and fires another high ball that Denmeyer tried to go up, climb the ladder and get, but falls incomplete.
3 of 8 for 69 yards and a touchdown. And of all the throws, the 5 incompletions, at least 4 of them have been too tall.
Right. And, again, that's one of those things. You've not game situations for the last 3 weeks.
Not only not game, you haven't been able to practice because you haven't been able to throw. It was a shoulder injury.
So is he favoring that a little bit?
Probably.
Is his mechanics off a little bit?
He's wearing a brace.
Colts showing pressure off the right side. Here they come. Anderson eludes it, spins out. Now he's got a wide open man here on the left side is Idlewind. And again, a little bit high. And Idlewind tried to go up.
Idlewind knew he was going to get tattooed at the end of that because of the way the ball brought him back.
Right.
And he still tried to stay with it, but he couldn't bring it in. Now it's going to be 4th. What did the official throw as Anderson made a turn? He threw something. but he picked it up.
I don't know. I was watching.
I'm
I
seeing
don't know.
things. I'm seeing things. Mike's having hallucinations again.
So 4th and 7, the Maroons will go for it. Third time of the game. Brock motions out of the backfield. Anderson, again, all kinds of time. Now he's flushed out to the right, throws it up downfield for...
Well, he kicked the pylon as he went by.
Yep, that was a huge catch down there. Is that Casey who came all the way across and made the catch?
36
Looks like it's going to be
yards.
down at either at the 1 yard line or will be in. He kicked the pylon, but
Yeah,
did
he
he
did.
get the ball across?
I don't know.
And they are going to call a touchdown. So Kason Brock with a 36-yard touchdown pass, and it was more of a desperation heave more than anything else. And Kason just ran underneath of it, was able to corral it, and then extend the ball across the plane, took the pylon out, and that's all you have to do. And so the 1:18 mark of the third quarter, Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, the Maroons extend their lead to 20, pending the Mounts PAT. Snap is a little high. Denmeyer is able to get it up and get the hold down, and Mounts' PAT is up and through. And so at the 1:18 mark, Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, Maroons lead it 21-0.
So we're still in the first quarter, 21-0. Pulaski to kick off. Intrust Healthcare and Counseling Services has made it their mission to be the trusted leader in promoting mental health in Kentucky for the last 25 years. We personalize your service to meet your needs, whether you be in our office, over the phone, or on your computer. Call Intrust 606-676-0638 to get services started today from anywhere in Kentucky. You can always visit their Facebook page at Intrust Healthcare Counseling Services to learn more about how they can help you or your family today. And Intrust, your mental health matters. The Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships is the official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. We want to thank them for making that possible. You can visit them at any of their 5 Somerset locations or go on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships. They will treat you like family. I am sure that we have a photographer running around somewhere tonight. Sometimes they come by and say hi to us. But let's do a kickoff. And Ottawa's been a busy boy.
He has. This will be the Maroons' 4th kickoff of the evening, our Intrust Healthcare kickoff. And this is going to be a low boomer that will land about 4 yards deep in the end zone. And that's
Have we seen that this year?
We've seen it one other time, but it bounced into the end zone.
That
This
was
one
on the
flew
fly.
into the end zone. So touchback, and so
touchback and probably the best starting position that
it is.
West Jessam's had in this game to this
I was
point.
just getting ready to allude. Their average starting field position is about the 16.
Yep.
And this one will be out at the 20, so it will be the best field position of the evening.
Atwell at this corner. I'm trying to say it's all the usual suspects. Adams is out there.
And Gavin Atwell here at the near corner. And the Maroons.
Kane and Loveless. I'm catching bodies out here.
Finley, single safety back there waiting. Smith looks to pass, and it's just a quick out that they ran fairly early in the game, and that's going to be Satterwhite on the reception.
See, I called Atwell's name because I premonitioned that's what they were going to do.
And Atwell was there to make the tackle after a gain of 4. We'll bring up 2nd and 6. Pistol formation. Same exact play, and Satterwhite's able to haul it in, and he'll pick up 8, give him 9 on 2nd down. Ball's moved up to the 33-yard line. So 2 quick, exact plays. West Jessamine said, okay, if you're going to play off my receiver, we're just going to run a quick out and take what you can give us. And a third time, exact same play, and Satterwhite is going to pick up another 5 yards, it looks like, on this one. And all they're running, Mike, just 3 straight plays, is a 5-yard down and out.
5-yard stop and turn out, and the ball's there.
And Satterwhite, as soon as the ball hits his hands, he is throwing it to his receiver here on the near side.
The risk you run is you get comfortable throwing that without looking. And that the corner has jumped.
Undercuts it, and it's a pick six. You're exactly right.
But they've switched him to the other side, going to let him play with Adams for a while.
Yeah, and tighter coverage here by Atwell this time.
Allen over here.
Smith fakes it. Now he's looking for Satterwhite again, and Satterwhite will catch it as the quarter runs out. It's going to be a gain of about 4, and will bring third down. And so Satterwhite, 4 straight receptions here in the possession. Again, we come back. We'll bring you second quarter action as it stands on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Maroons lead at 21-0. He's hurt.
At Toyota of Somerset, we're known for great service before and after the sale, and so much more. Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been supporting our local communities. And we sell and service what a number of different rating services call the most fuel-efficient, dependable, and safe vehicles on the road. Toyota. Toyota of Somerset, South Highway 27 Somerset, and online at toyotaofsomerset.com. At Toyota of Somerset, we're all about you.
Here to come in 175 here to come in 175 2. I'm 200 down, count it here to come in a quarter.
Like successful sports programs, putting together a successful auction takes a lot of planning, organization, attention to detail, and teamwork. And you need dedicated and committed people pulling together. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we've been successfully selling the country since 1965. Ford Brothers Auctioneers. Give us a call or visit us online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
Let us show you the strength that comes by making every moment count. We're here to help. Hospice of Lake Cumberland. Let us show you the strength that comes by making every moment count. We're here to help. Hospice of Lake.
Now you can go, though, Mike.
Hey, welcome back. 1 quarter in the book. 3rd and 1 at the West Jessamine 42-yard line. Pulaski leads 21-0. Here's Chris.
Smith back under center, and he's going to hand it off to his running back, Bragdon Welch. And Welch is going to be hit in the backfield for a loss of at least 3, but we have a penalty flag that flies from the near sideline. Maybe the Maroons offsides, Mike?
Yeah, it's possible. I saw movement by the end on this side for West Jess, but nope, they got Pulaski.
Yep, so that's going to be enough of the first down.
And might I say, that's a 5-yard penalty, but it's an important 5-yard penalty.
So at the end of the first quarter, we talked about Satterwhite making the catch, which was his 4th in a row.
Yep.
He was injured on the play, and so he had to be helped off the field. Initially couldn't even put weight on his left foot, but was able to finally walk off with some help. So he's out of the game right now.
Oh, he's a valuable weapon to them,
as we saw in the first quarter. But here in the second quarter, the Colts threatening midfield, 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Smith back to pass quickly again. Now he throws downfield, and there's a pass that the receiver had to turn into cornerback and knock it away. Adams was over there, had great coverage, and the intended receiver
made a nice play.
Yeah, it was number 29. Sorry, I finally got his number.
Milford.
Jaden Milford. And he went up and wiped it down before Adams could get it in his breadbasket.
Well, the scouting report said that as long as Smith threw short to very intermediate range passes, he was very accurate on time, struggled with the deeper ball.
So Smith and Welch in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the near side, and there's another quick pass that Colton Kane read it all the way, and he went up and tried to snatch it, Mike, and almost came down with the interception.
Linebackers live for those.
He was just waiting. And Smith was looking for the slant, and it was open, but he didn't see Colton.
Is it just me? Does Smith sort of short arm those short passes?
He's different.
It's almost
throwing motion.
like throwing a dart.
So 3 receivers here to the near side. 1 split wide to the far side. Maroons bring pressure. Colts pick it up. Smith will scramble out, and he bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers, Mike, and he's going to pick up close to 7 or 8.
He ran through a couple tackles.
He did. That young man lowered his shoulder as Finley and Adams were out there, and they're going to give him 6, closer to 7. Ball at the 46-yard line. So give him 7. Yeah, 4th and 3. Smith and Welch in the backfield. Smith, another low snap, gets it, drops down, has his man wide open, cutting across the middle of the field. That's that's Cooper Wiley, number 19. And he's going to pick up 9 on 3rd down, and another first down. So this is the best drive of the night for the Colts, for sure. 10:24 on the clock. 21-0 Maroons lead. And the Colts are doing what they need to do, and that's keep the Maroon offense off the field and try to put some points on the board themselves.
Everything's underneath.
Yeah, a couple of plays that Smith has tried to go down the field. Now, here's a better snap, and there's the quick out, and Satterfield's replacement was not able to bring that one in.
Tried to make a tough one-handed diving catch, and the ball came clean.
Yeah, and that was Luke Allen over there.
Is that 29?
Number 10.
10, that's Allen. I'm trying to get all these guys on the score sheet.
Yeah, Luke Allen, who is in the Z position.
Yeah.
Plays for Satterwhite.
Hager is in the slot. No. Yep. No. They're moving around.
Yeah. Tripper formation. Weichert is, goodness.
Ball.
And
that might,
Smith,
incomplete.
No, it was forward. So Bragdon Welch motioned out of the backfield, and Smith, trying to throw it to him, led him into his blocker. And so out here on the coverage was Gavin Atwell, and he just drove the receiver back into the intended receiver, and it falls incomplete.
Those are the kind of plays you go back to the huddle and you look at the quarterback and say no.
Yeah, that could have been
you get a receiver blown up. 3rd and a bunch.
So Welch in the backfield with Smith. Smith off his right shoulder. Another low snap downfield, looking for it, and Adams is there in coverage, and perfect coverage, Mike. And will be incomplete and bring up 4th down. A pass intended for John David Lyndon Lowry. And again, you see.
Played it perfect. He had inside position on the receiver and was running stride for stride. You can't throw that ball completed.
No.
You can't throw that. Well, maybe if you stop the receiver.
That back shoulder throw that you see so much now in the college game, in the NFL. But, Adams used the sideline as an extra defender and kept contact with the receiver with his offhand, and then went up and knocked it down. And the Colts will go for it here on 4th and 10 from the Maroons' 37-yard line. Smith looking to pass. He's under some pressure. Now he's flushed out. Will try to pick it up with his legs, and it's going to be real close. Nope. This time he's not able to lower his shoulder and pick up any extra yards as Idlewind and Toby Wright are out there to stop him after a 9-yard gain, and it will be a turnover on downs.
Smith's pretty slippery. That was a nice run. It was just a good finish at the end by Pulaski to keep him from getting the 1 yard that he had to have out of 10.
Yeah, because he picked up about 8 then ran into Idlewind and Finley out there, and he tried to lower his shoulder, and he got stopped right there.
But that was still, you love to see that effort.
So the Maroons, their worst field position of the night, they'll start at their own 28-yard line. Anderson will go under center, bring Denmeyer in motion. Flea flicker play that fooled no one, or at least it didn't fool the young man there for the Colts who got the sack.
So Denmeyer will be credited with about a
No, that was to Anderson.
Anderson.
And the Colt player there on the sack was Drew Harden. And
so Anderson takes the loss.
Anderson takes the loss, and it's going to be a loss of 13 all the way back to the 15-yard line. 2nd and 23. Anderson hands to Brock. He has to sidestep a defender as soon as he gets the ball, then makes 2 other Colt players miss, and will pick up close to 8. He'll get 8 on 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 15, Mike. Somerset 28-15, 28-0.
I don't know what he said.
Yeah. 28-0 in the second quarter, Somerset. 3rd and 18, Anderson under pressure, avoids the sack. Now he's looking downfield, and he's got Godby behind the defense. Throws it up, spins away from the tackler at about the 35, and he will take it all the way in. And, Mike, that's going to be a 77-yard touchdown pass as Godby was behind the defender. The ball was underthrown again. Godby had to come to it, and he and the defender got there about the same time. Luckily, he's facing Zach. The defender's back is to the ball, so he didn't exactly know where it was. He and Godby collided. Godby spun around and hesitated for a second. He didn't realize that he was still up.
Had to figure out which direction to go.
If you've ever done the baseball bat spin.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Well, here's a fake 2-point conversion that Denmeyer is under some trouble, looking to throw, tries to get away and will not. And so the 2-point conversion is no good. Around the Turpin CPA scoreboard, 8:05 before halftime. Maroons lead 27-0.
Modern Systems. Since 1979, Modern Systems have been protecting communities all across Kentucky, and they're proud to be part of the communities they serve, committing time and sponsorship to numerous charities like Project 5810, Relay for Life, March of Dimes, Heart Walk, local school programs, and many more. Modern Systems, your neighbor, your friends. They work 24/7 to protect the things that matter most to you, from homes to businesses to schools and churches. Let Modern Systems be your trusted name in security. At the end of this game, we will select a Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game. Also join us for the Alton Blakely Family of Leadership post-game show. Hopefully after that initial post-game show, we'll have an interview with Coach Burns. I can't promise any of those because logistics get in the way sometimes, but we'll do our best to get that one together for you tonight. Stick around when we get done. Partner, Idlewild is earning his keep tonight.
He is. This will be his
the fifth
in-trust healthcare kickoff. And Bragdon Welch is back at his own 10-yard line, along with Darius Campbell and Idlewild. This is another low liner that's going to get over Milford's head, and that's the second touchback. And Mike, you and I have talked about this throughout the year and seen teams that can do it. That is a weapon at the high school level.
It is. And the other thing you do, you force teams to put 2 guys deep. They can't put 1 deep like Pulaski did in their initial tonight. If you put 1 guy back there, he can't cover enough ground to keep it from bouncing into the end zone. That one was a line drive and over the head of the deep back.
Yeah, Milford tried to come up like you see a line drive in baseball to center field, and he misread it, and it went over his head and would have been a triple to the wall if he'd been playing baseball.
Or in my case, a double.
Well,
trying to see if Satterwhite had made his way back. No.
He is not back.
No, I don't see him.
So Smith, pistol formation. He's got Welch directly behind it. We'll give to him off the right side. He runs into a wall of maroon jerseys. He's going to be drugged down after a gain of 4.
Now your feature back has got about 850 yards coming into this game. Has carried it 3 times for net 6 yards. He has got to be more of a part of this offense.
Yeah, you're right. Kane and Idlewild in there on the stop for the Maroons. So 2nd and 6.
Halftime, we'll try to get some scores of other games.
Pistol formation. Two receivers here to the near side. Another snap that was off center. Turned around and hands it off to Welch again off the right side. He's going to rumble close up to about the 29, Mike, so he'll pick up 3. He will bring up 3rd and 1. But the Colts are going to have to shore up some shotgun snap issues.
And they're all low right to
Yes.
the quarterback. They're almost on the ground to his right hand.
Almost every time.
Yep.
And Smith has done an amazing job with the exception of the one just being able to control it. There's a good snap, and the timing looked better. And Welch
I'm
got
going to bet
the carry.
against it.
Yeah, he got hit at the line of scrimmage and got no more. And
I don't think you have a choice just between me and you. You go for it. Like I said, you sent the punter home early in this game because your defense is not going to continually stop Pulaski.
Bryson Brown there in the backfield to meet Bragdon Welch. And Bryson just won the battle and brings up 4th and 1. Maroons showing pressure right in the A-gap.
Trying to draw them off sides. Now they'll get the signal from the sidelines.
And so somebody needs to be covering Welch out of the backfield. Smith's going to get it. It's another wide right snap. Welch trying to go off the right side. The ball came loose.
Yeah, unless the side judge is in a given mood.
Oh, no.
They didn't get it.
No. It's going to be no gain on 4th down, and that is going to end up in another turnover on downs. And a great job over there on the left side defensively for the Maroons.
Good to see our friends Henderson Chiropractic committed to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. Their careful, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, is my favorite, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need, the result you want. That's Henderson Chiropractic. We know him.
We do, and we go see him regularly.
He has professionally been around us.
The Maroons take over from the Colts 30-yard line, pistol formation. Kason Brock will get the handoff, make the man miss in the backfield. Get out of here. Spin out of a tackle at the 20, a little stiff arm, but there's a flag.
That's going to negate a really sweet run.
Yeah, 30-yard touchdown run that Kason Brock looked like he knew what he was doing.
It started out with him stiff-arming a defender 5 yards deep in the backfield. And then at some point in time, stepped out of a couple tackles and headed toward the 39 end zone, as I like to call it. That distinguishes which way they're headed. But again, there was no doubt the hold was there because the official threw it emphatically, and he's carrying on a conversation with one of the Pulaski linemen, and that might be good officiating. He might have said, "What'd I do?"
Yeah. So back to the 40-yard line of the Colts, 1st and 20, same formation. Handoff this time to Ethan Ottawan off the left side, and he's across the 30, down the sideline, one man to beat, and Ethan Ottawan will take it in from 39 yards out. Touchdown, Pulaski County. And, Mike, you ask about, or if you listen and you said, well, why do they go for 2 on the last possession?
I know.
Here's the reason. You go for 2 right there, and if you get it, you only have to have 7 here to start the running clock. If you don't get it, you still have the opportunity
to go for
2 and keep the running clock.
And I'm pretty sure they will go for 2.
They are.
Now, the running clock is 35. We've been through that this year because I didn't realize this until we looked back at some stats. Pulaski has put a running clock on all 4 of their district opponents this year.
Yes, and instead of trying to run the fake field goal, they have the offense out there, and it is the Wildcat formation and Kason Brock off the right side. He just followed his big blockers in Colton Kane and Gunnar Lovelace, and he didn't get hit until he was 2 yards into the end zone. So at the 5:22 mark of the second quarter, the Maroons out to 35-0 lead, and we will have a running clock for the remainder of this one, Mike.
A trip through the Rick Barker red zone into the Citizens National Bank touchdown. And yes, as my partner said, Rick Barker, the Rex Restaurant, is open in Nancy, the finest farm-to-table made from scratch food right here in Pulaski County. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 8. The Rex, where you feed you good treat you right, I can tell you it's pretty good grub. Citizens National Bank, that was a Citizens National Bank touchdown, and our Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard shows 35-0 Pulaski leading. 5:22 to go in the opening half, and this one will move. This will move pretty quickly.
What was the yardage on the touchdown run?
39.
Idlewild.
29. The one called back,
yes.
unfortunately.
Yes.
Instead of Brock getting it, Idlewild gets it, but
right.
you had to add 10.
Right.
39. Yep.
Well, I called it, but I couldn't remember if I called 36 or 39.
No. And here's Idlewild.
Had to catch his breath, Mike.
Kicker's been busy.
Yeah, so this will be our Entrust Healthcare
odds on
kickoff.
him getting the end zone.
Not good. Milford will field it at his 5. Looks to go up the middle, then tries to finish out right, and he is going to be brought down out there by Finley. And I'm going to tell you, Mike, that's Adams over there on the tackle, and another good special team kickoff coverage by these Maroons and the Colts. Go ahead.
I love to watch them because everybody's in their lane. And it looks like the guy's going to deke somebody and get outside of somebody, but there's always the next and the next and the next. And
stay in your lane.
And it's well done. It's coached. You can see it. And they take pride in it because most of your special teams, kickoff team anyway, are starters on either offense or defense.
And I don't know, there's a lengthy discussion going on with the officials, with the West Jessamine coaching staff, and they've decided to move the ball to the right hash, and the play clock is at 0. The game clock has been running this entire time, and we're down under 4 minutes.
The play clock is dead.
It's been on 0 for 15 seconds. But no penalty. Smith looking to pass. He finds his receiver on an out pattern at about the 20-yard line.
Ooh, into the tent.
He cuts it up and gets ridden out of bounds out here by Kason Brock and Gavin Atwell. But that's going to be a gain of 12 on first down.
Who was the receiver?
I'm sorry, I've got the wrong thing here. That was Nash Bird on the reception, number 24.
They've had 19 different guys catch a ball.
You don't have room for it all. Empty backfield. Smith looking to pass, and it's just the quick out that he had some success with Satterwhite. This time intended for Allen again, and he's just not able to get on the same page with Luke.
So Smith has thrown it 15 times, 84 yards in total. They have rushed the ball for less than 30 yards in the half. So Pulaski's defense, these little nickels and dimes that they're giving up here, they can't get down the field in 3 minutes or 2 minutes and a half nickel and diming right now with the running clock.
They have all 3 timeouts, but Smith looking to pass, and there's the quick out again, and this time he does connect with Luke Allen, but this time Gavin Atwell, he's seen that movie before, Mike. He was there that time.
Show me your number.
But still is a 5-yard catch, and you have to respect that the receiver can run by you.
Allen did on a play earlier.
Right. Now Smith in the backfield. Now he's going to switch sides, and there's a whole lot of and there comes
Adams
the flag.
is guilty.
Adams was making the tackle before the ball was in the air.
He's guilty. I won't even take this case.
No, that's a good call, but at the high school level, that's a 15-yard penalty. It's not a spot foul, but you eliminate the possibility of a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, that's interesting. At the other levels, that's just a spot foul. That's about a 2-yard penalty. But high school football, it is a 15-yard penalty. Is Chance working tonight?
No, they have the night off, but I have some information to share here in just a moment that is pretty impressive for a third-year official.
Oh, okay. Let's.
The Colts hurry up offense. They're sending people everywhere. 1:17 remaining on the clock. Smith looking to throw deep. He lofts it up. And
Atwell in a battle, and
Atwell was in the coverage. Pass intended for Nash Bird, and
we're under a minute. At timeout. Okay, I thought that might be coming.
Yeah, so timeout for the Colts. But what I was going to share, Mike, and Chance, this is his third year calling high school football, and he has, whether it gets voted on or it gets placed or whatever, he will have a state football final.
Unbelievable.
This year up at Kroger Field. In 3 years. And
yes, it is voted on. You can quote me on that. They're graded every week by the coaches, and coaches are pretty blunt about what they think about officials on those grading sheets. I've seen a few of them.
Yes, and so I will tell you this: if you're listening to the game, if you have a college student, grandson, relative, young man or young woman that wants to get into officiating in this state, I strongly urge them. I know that throughout the years, especially in the last 5 to 7 years, you've seen a lot of craziness go on with fans and referees. But Mike, that's something that they are badly needing.
Yes,
is young
and there are games in many sports that have been canceled this year in the state of Kentucky because of an unavailability of officials.
Yes, and that's
guys,
a shame.
That's just sad.
Oh, I was going to say we have a flag, but it just fell out of the referee's pocket. So.
Yeah, well, they haven't used them a lot in this half.
No, so timeout after the timeout by the Colts. We're under a minute. Smith, shotgun formation. Drops straight back. He gets Welch coming out of the backfield, and that will be a completion down to the Maroons' 46-yard line. Gain of 8. And Colts very rapidly back up to the line, trying to put something on the board. Smith looking to pass. Now he's under some pressure as he got Connor Blevins, came right up the middle.
He got grizzed.
And he bull rushed the center back into Smith's face.
Yeah, he got grizzed.
And so Connor Blevins with a big sack drives the Colts all the way back into their own territory, back at the 46-yard line, and the Colts will call their second Ron Shaw Realtor timeout of the first half.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some cleanup over here.
Well, hand me those rays while you're doing that. And
sorry about that. I've got a mess here. I've got to get straightened out.
I got you. Keeping stats in the correct score is important to players, coaches, and fans. That's my partners trying to clean up some stats. The same can be said about keeping your taxes and finances in order. For over 26 years, Randall D. Turpin CPA has been doing just that. If accounting is not your thing, then let the pros at Randall D. Turpin CPA do it for you. Proud sponsor of the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, located on Parkers Mill Road in Somerset. And you can find on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard 28 seconds remaining before halftime, and the Maroons lead 35-0, Mike.
Yeah, again, Blevins just literally took the center, walked him back into the quarterback, and sacked the quarterback. And that's pretty impressive. I'd say stickers and stuff will go on your helmet when you do something like that. But place in there on the nose where you don't get the name called a whole lot, but there's a lot of work goes on in them trenches.
But if you stay tuned after the game, then we will have a couple of rewards, and one of them being our promo lawn service lineman of the game. And Blevins is in the running. Smith back to pass. He's under some pressure again. Coach set up the center screen, and the pass is going to be completed to number 19, and that is Cooper Wiley.
Yeah.
But, wait, was it third or fourth down? They've got fourth on the box, but everybody is changing, and it was fourth down.
It's over.
And
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's halftime. So that's where we will end the first half here as a turnover on downs by the Maroons defense. This has been a domination in all three phases of the game, which is what you want to see. So we're going to step away. We come back. We'll give you a breakdown of the scoring. Mike will give you some individual stats. We'll try to get you some scores from the other local teams that are playing around the state. This is the Toyota of Somerset High School Football, Kentucky High School Athletic Association first round of the state playoffs. We'll be back right after this.
Not everybody qualifies for a traditional mortgage. That's why the secondary market exists. It's there for down payment assistance, low down, no down payment, closing cost assistance, grant programs. Typically, there's no local point of contact for a secondary market loan. We're changing that whole process. That way, there's someone here to guide you through from application to clear to close and everything in between.
Best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Back and better than ever. Just $5.99. Mix and match any 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Any 2 plus fries and a drink, all just $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck.
It's a great time to get your new F-150 at Alton Blakely Ford. The Ford F-150 redefines working remotely. There's a desk inside the cab, a tailgate work surface out back, and available Pro Power onboard to plug in what you need. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. And right now, get a no-charge leather package upgrade on every purchase of an F-150 XLT at Alton Blakely Ford.
And welcome back to Pulaski High School. Toyota of Somerset High School football. As the Maroons find themselves way out in front here of the West Jessamine Colts, 35-0. And just a quick scoring recap, as at the 8:58 mark of the first quarter, Zach Anderson would would take it in himself. Quarterback sneak. Mounts PAT. Maroons would strike first and lead 7-0. 3 minutes later, 3 minutes and 30 seconds later, Zach Anderson would find Cohen Finley coming across the back of the end zone for a 6-yard touchdown pass, and after the Mounts PAT was good, the lead would be 14-0. The Maroons would strike again in the first quarter as Zach Anderson would find Kason Brock on a drag pattern for a 36-yard touchdown. Mounts PAT would extend the lead to 21-0. The Maroons would not quit scoring in the second quarter. At the 8:05 mark, Anderson would find Boone Godby. 77 yards later, 2-point conversion was attempted but no good, would extend the lead to 27-0. And then just under 3 minutes later, at the 5:22 mark, Ethan Idlewine would hand off to Ethan Idlewine would take it in himself from 39 yards out on a carry, and Kason Brock would add the 2-point conversion and make the lead 35-0, and that's where we stood. And I did my best to just absolutely butcher that, so we're going to let you give some individual stats, Mike, and team stats.
I'll see if I can do equally well. Here we go. You're all right. West Jess, 6 first downs in the opening half. They rushed the ball 10 times for 25 net yards through the air, and I forgot to tabulate this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's me counting if you didn't mind. They're 9 of 19 through the air for 103 yards. They get off 29 offensive snaps for 128 total yards. Punted it once for 36 yards, 4 penalties for 40 yards, 1 fumble. They did lose that one. For Pulaski County, 7 first downs in the opening half, 14 rushes for 96 yards. Anderson is 5 of 11 for 182 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pulaski gets off 25 snaps, 248 yards. That's just a tick under 10 yards per snap if you want to do some comparison. And West Jessamine's, they're about 4+ yards per snap. So that gives you perspective on the dominance of the opening half. Pulaski County was penalized 4 times for 40 yards. They did not fumble. They did not throw an interception. No turnovers. So West Jessamine gets more snaps of the football than Pulaski did, but they trail in the yardage 248 to 128, and they trail on the scoreboard 35-0. We'll give you a quick rundown for West Jessamine. Hopefully some of the folks up north of us are listening to this broadcast. Welch had 6 carries for 11 yards. I'm getting started. Smith had 4 carries for net 14 yards on the game. Satterwhite had 4 catches for 22 yards, and they literally came back to back to back to back.
Yes.
In this offense before he was injured. Welch had 1 for 8. Hager had 1 for 5. I had Allen 2 for 39. Wiley 2 for 15, and Bird 1 for 12. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but they did throw it to a lot of different people. But for Pulaski County, interesting half. Brock did his thing. He got 10 carries for 51 yards. He's a 100-yard rusher. He won't get enough snaps in the second half. That's not going to happen. Idlewild, a 1 carry, 39 yards, and a touchdown. Zach Anderson, 3 net carries for net 6 yards, but he did have a 1-yard touchdown thrown in there. Brock had 1 catch for 36. Idlewild had 1 for 29. Finley had 1 for 6 and a touchdown. Godby had 1 for 77 yards and touchdown. And way back in the first quarter, Wilden had 1 catch for 34 yards. It was one of the best catches I've seen in high school football since Jake Johnson was strolling around down here. But anyway, Pulaski County spreads it around. 5 different guys have catches. 3 different guys toted in the first half. Anderson, we gave you 5 of 11. A little rusty, but he threw for 182 yards. So 5 of 11 is not great statistically but he threw for 182 and no picks. I'll take that, and 3 touchdowns. Again, Pulaski did not punt the football. Idlewild spent a lot of time kicking, and you're doing something. Y'all got something?
So, yeah, give you some scores
Thank you,
around for the other home teams tonight and around the district. So you have right now you have 3 games going on between Southwestern, Somerset, and PC. Southwestern up 35-0 at halftime. Somerset up 35-0 at halftime. PC up 35-0 at halftime. And in the game that some people will be curious about, PC's next opponent next week, it's kind of like the Arizona election. It's too early to call. Madison Southern is up 28-21 over South Laurel 30 seconds before halftime.
I hope it doesn't take as long as Arizona, because you and I will be watching a 1-team game next week. But anyway, I'm with you. That's a game of some interest because the winner of the Mad South South Laurel game's coming here. And everybody else, the other 3 teams in town, unless I misunderstood you, they're all 35-0.
They're all 35-0, so running clocks in Somerset's and Southwestern and PC's game. So I gave you the Affleck trivia question last week.
And I didn't.
And we thought that maybe somebody that his historian that keeps up with things may have texted or whatever, or you would have went back and found out.
I slept through and I forgot it.
So,
what was the trivia question?
When was the last time that all 3 local high school football teams made the playoffs and hosted the first round?
I told you I would look it up. I didn't. So is that my assignment?
Guess what? I didn't either. So
is that my assignment for next week?
That is the Affleck trivia question revision 2.
All right. If anybody's listening that knows the answer to that, you can text me on my own phone. I forgot that, partner. I promised you I would look that up, and that's disappointing on my part.
I was looking forward to it. So
that is disappointing on my part.
The name to know when you or your friends and family are buying or selling real estate is Ron Shaw with Weichert Realtors 4 Brothers. Ron has a long-standing history of community service and is a proud supporter of youth sports in the Lake Cumberland area. Ron truly cares for others and works hard for all of his clients, no matter the size or value of the property they are selling. You can contact Ron Shaw at 606-271-0774 or email him at ronshaw45@gmail.com. That's Ron Shaw at Weichert Realtors 4 Brothers. Said stay around after the game. We will try to have a lot of stuff going on. We'll try to get an interview with Coach Burns. We will have our promo lawn service lineman of the game. We will also have our Citizens National, our United Cumberland Bank defender of the game. and we will have our Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game. Tired of battling weeds and outgrown grass? Promo Lawn Service is here to tackle your yard so you can relax and enjoy it. We offer expert mowing, trimming, edging, hedge trimming, and even specialized yard treatments to keep your lawn looking its absolute best. Promo Lawn Service, your lawn's MVP. Call today for a free quote and experience the difference. And I know you're biting at you wanting to get something in, or you wanting to get a read in.
No, I'm wanting to get a read in.
Okay, well, you go ahead.
Because we need to get some of these in because the second half is going to go rather briskly.
Right. That's what I was trying to do.
Ron Shaw Realtor, the name to know. You and your friends and family are buying or selling real estate is Ron Shaw with Weicker Realtors, Ford Brothers. Ron has a long-standing history of community service and a proud supporter of youth sports in the Lake Cumberland area. Ron truly cares for others. He works hard for all his clients, no matter the size or value of the property they are selling. You can contact Ron at 606-271-0774 or email him at ronshaw@gmail.com. That's Ron Shaw at Weicker Realtors, Ford Brothers.
So if you're looking for a catering event, make your next event unforgettable with Sassy Spoon Catering. We specialize in crafting fresh, great-tasting food that will delight your guests, from elegant wedding receptions to dynamic corporate events, intimate parties to casual picnics, and productive business luncheons. Sassy Spoon Catering has the perfect menu to evaluate your occasion. Let us handle the food so you can focus on the fun. Call Sassy Spoon Catering at Call Sassy Spoon Catering today and taste the difference. Go to page 1. I've got all those in.
Go to page 1.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm proud of you, son. I want to again thank C.V. Hansford. We do the starting lineups tonight.
We did a abbreviated version. Yes.
Well, again, we want to thank C.V. Hansford of Weicker Realtors, Ford Brothers, a person you can trust when you're looking to sell your farm or commercial property. C.V.'s experience as a successful realtor, business person, and farmers are invaluable when it comes to knowing how to get the most for your property, all the while keeping you through a seamless and enjoyable transaction. For more information, give CV a call, 606-219-3274. That's CV Hansford at Weicker Realtors, Ford Brothers. And a big shout-out goes to CV because he has spent a lot of time supporting us. We get the Entrust Health Care. Stressed, anxious, depressed. If you're a Pulaski fan, you ought not be right now, but at Entrust Healthcare Counseling Services, we can get services started today. Entrust offers you the flexibility of providing you with the counseling services in their office, on the phone, or through your computer. Give them a call, 606-676-0638, or visit their website at entrust-healthcare.com. At Entrust, your mental health matters. And one more. Don Franklin, Somerset Family of Dealerships, treat us like family. The big thank you to Don Franklin, Somerset, for being our official photography sponsor of Lake Cumberland Sports. They work daily to provide their customers with the best possible service. You can visit any of their 5 Somerset locations or go on Facebook at Don Franklin, Somerset Family of Dealerships, where they will treat you like family. 35-0. Pulaski leads here at halftime over West Jessamine on your Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Sort of what we thought, partner. Sort of.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what we were expecting. That's kind of what we thought. Didn't know for sure. As we mentioned, on paper, this is what we were expecting. And that's where we stand. And last one to get in before we take a little bit of break. Next week, this week we're all 3 audio. Next week we expect to bring you a video game of the week. Check the Lake Cumberland Sports page on Facebook, and we'll have that listed. So be sure to watch Wings and Rings, video game of the week on Lake Cumberland Sports. Our next video broadcast will be next week at the home of either the Jumpers, the Warriors, or the Maroons. Wings and Wings. Rings created your way, and always fresh, never frozen burgers.
Had one of their burgers at lunch today. It was good.
Always fresh and never frozen. So
it was good, like a field goal call.
Right. So real quick, just to kind of get in, a little bit of other things that's going on. Tomorrow on the NCAA level, the Wildcats are off.
They won't get beat tomorrow.
They won't get beat tomorrow. The Wolverines are on the road to Bloomington.
They may get beat tomorrow.
They will get beat tomorrow. Indiana comes in the number 8 team in the country and one of the most prolific offenses in college. So could be, interesting.
Yeah, it's got a little LSU Alabama tomorrow night too, don't you?
You do, and that one
little
could be
Georgia
interesting.
Mississippi tomorrow.
So that is the 2 top 25 matchups that you just said right there. And Alabama on the road, a 2.5-point favorite, and Georgia on the road, a 1.5-point favorite. So Ole Miss and LSU trying to flip the dynamic a little bit in the SEC, you think?
Yeah, of course, you got to remember Texas is now part of that conference, and they're going to have something to say about what goes on. And UK gets them in a couple of weeks. Oh, by the way.
Yeah. So as we're under 3 minutes here, we have the additional 3 minutes. Both teams are back on the field. We're going to step out, and when we come back, we will be real close to bringing you second half action here from Pulaski County High School.
Here at Citizens National Bank, we still take pride in treating each and every customer like we would want to be treated. Our employees are here to help you navigate the confusing lending process and determine which type of home loan best suits you. Schedule an appointment today. We have highly qualified loan officers ready to serve you.
Out here in the real world, we spend too much time waiting around and wondering if we'll ever get to be what we really want to be. Now it's time to move forward, and with a little help from Somerset Community College, you can finish that degree or start a whole new life as an IT VIP, a healthcare hero, and more in less time and for less money than you think. The time is now. The place is here. Never underestimate you.
Best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag. Back and better than ever. Just $5.99. Mix and match any 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Any 2 plus fries and a drink, all just $5.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck.
And welcome back to Pulaski High School as the light show here at halftime is taking place as the Maroons finishing up their stretching, the Colts finishing up their stretching, and we're about a minute away from second half action. And so, Mike, you and I talked a little bit off the air. We expect to see the first team offense to come out for at least one possession.
I think you'll see one series, and that'll be it. That's been typically what Coach Burns' philosophy is. He doesn't he wouldn't shy away from getting Anderson a little work, but I don't think he would put Anderson back out there behind the second-team offensive line. I just don't think he would risk that. So we'll see how this goes. Wes Jessman's going to come out. They're going to run their offense. The problem with that is these short passing game is designed to stop the clock and move it down. They won't be able to do that. The clock's going to run. And they did a good job with what they do, Smith. Threw for 103 yards and a half. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, and, the thing about it is it was all short yardage, too.
Yes,
so.
And when he tried to go deep, Pulaski's corners, I will give them credit. They were running the route as well as the receiver.
Yeah, they really were.
Idlewind, busiest man in town. Speaking of,
there comes
the guru of
man.
high school officials. Did you get a year older this week or last? Yeah, I thought you did.
So
you look young.
Toby Durham is in the box with us tonight. We appreciate everything he does for the Kentucky High School Athletic Association here in the 12 region. And Idlewind will kick his third touchback of the game, Mike.
I want to share this with Toby. The officials that are calling the game tonight came up here, and I motioned him to go over there because, that's the PA guy.
He was harassing.
He said, I've already talked to him. I want to show you this. So he gives me this, and this explains the calls. And you've seen this, I guess.
Toby wrote that.
Okay. Anyway, and he was very cordial and very nice, and I said, we won't say a thing bad about the officials tonight. You can quote me on that. And he said, look, we're here to do a job. Let's have fun. That's a classy bunch of guys out there. I don't know who they are, but.
So Wes Jessman will open up from their 20-yard line, and Smith goes back to the bread and butter that they have been using all night long, which was just a down-and-out pass. This time is completed to Nash Bird, but he was blanketed by Will Adams out there. Be a gain of 4 nonetheless. Give him 5.
Well, you got to run that 4-yard route. Sometimes you get 5.
So at what point do they give the double move and the out and up?
I think you have to.
So it's there. Smith looking to pass. Now he's going to come quickly to this side. Intended receiver on the play was Cooper Wiley, and it falls incomplete and will bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, maybe a little miscommunication on the route.
Yeah, it was. The pass was overthrown, so the quarterback was either expecting him to go 7 yards deep, or the receiver cut off the route too short because he only went 5 yards deep.
And that may be a read based on what he sees, and they both have to see the same thing. It's a little more complicated than it used to be in some of this route running.
So 4 receivers in the formation, trips to the left, single covers to the right, Smith looking that way, and there's double coverage out there. And he forced it into a very tight window. Idlewind and Adams out there on the coverage, and it is knocked down. Nash Bird, the intended receiver, and so the Colts have an early decision facing a 4th and 5 from their own 25.
I told you in the first quarter, send the punter home if you're West Jessamine, because he doesn't have a role to play tonight. You're trying to score points, and, right now Pulaski is threatening to take it with great field position again.
Colts will go for it. Smith in the backfield.
Nice
and
catch.
A skinny post pattern that will be caught right at the yard to gain, and they do. Gain of 5 3/4.
Is that Bird?
Pass intended to, it was Nash Bird. Makes the reception, and the Colts will get the first down.
Initial first down of the second half.
Ball spotted at the 31-yard line. And the Colts now, they've got people bouncing around. They're going to bring 2 receivers here to the near side, 2 to the far side.
And the clock is under 9 minutes.
Yeah, quickly moving. Smith will hand it off.
Oh.
And he is hit by Colton Kane immediately as Bragdon Welch took the handoff, and Colton Kane hit him for no gain.
That'll knock the taste out of your mouth. That was just perfect form. And Kane gets a couple of those every game where he just literally emaciates a runner.
Just flowing downfield as the linebackers are supposed to do. They see the handoff, and his responsibility is the B gap, and Colton got up in there, and he met Welch right in the hole. Now Welch motions out of the backfield. Smith looking that way, flushed out of his right. Now he's going to get hit and has to fight forward just to avoid a loss on the play. Brought down there by Gunnar Lovelace. Finally, a short loss. They'll give him a loss of 1 on the play, Mike, so it will be a sack and set up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, once again, Smith is a good athlete, but he can't get second gear. Once he steps away from somebody, he doesn't have time to accelerate. And, he's running into a pretty good defense that knows they're not going to play much more tonight. So you're going to get your tackles right now.
So facing a 3rd and 11, Smith takes the snap. He looks quick out here to the left side, and there's the out pattern again that is completed to Luke Allen, and it's going to be a gain of 8 as he caught it and fought for a few extra yards before he was ran out of bounds by Atwell. So the Colts will face their second 4th down of this drive.
We haven't seen Satterwhite here in the second half. I'm hoping the young man's fine. He went out, like I said, probably the best receiver or the most that we've seen in a very short sample size, but I hope the young man's okay.
Well, I did see him being helped off into the locker room at halftime and still not able to put a whole lot of weight. And so here is a quick out pattern to the right side that is caught over there by Cooper Wiley, and Cooper is going to get just enough for first down, give him 3 on the pitch and catch, and we'll bring up 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line.
Half a quarter.
We're at 6 minutes.
And they're still in their own territory.
Right, and the Colts have had it for this entire drive, but have converted 2 4th down conversions.
Yeah,
Mike.
they have, and, this is their game plan.
Well, Smith, he will give the handoff to Waggart off the right side, or Welch, I'm sorry, and Welch tries to cut back, but he runs right into the Maroon defense. There on the tackle is
somebody down.
Blake Taylor, and we do have a Maroon player down, just laying right at the 40-yard line. So I'll try to get you a number and let you know who that is in just 1 second.
While we're waiting, we'll go ahead and again thank the Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships, our official photography sponsor. Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships will treat you like family. And a big old thank you to them for being our official photography sponsor, because we get as many or more comments about the photography. Our guys do a great job, and they get it published, and we can thank Don Franklin for covering that for us. At Don Franklin, work daily to provide their customers the best possible experience. You can visit any of their 5 Somerset locations, or go on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships, where they treat you like family. I didn't get a number.
No,
I'm not going to
speculate. Not set up yet.
We'll just remember, everybody, that Henderson Chiropractic is committed to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. The careful, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need, the results you want. While the player's down, did Toby leave? Toby's come
over
here. Why don't you talk with Toby for a minute, and you all talk officials.
Yeah. So welcoming here to the broadcast, as mentioned, is Toby Durham. And Toby, so one quick question. I know that you have been involved with the KHSAA referee, umpire. You have done just about every sport. What is your official title right now? I mean, are you assigning? I mean, do you do assigning secretary stuff now?
So I'm an assistant signing secretary right now. Yeah, Kevin Dalton is our signing secretary.
Got you.
And I help him. We actually share a classroom, and we talk every day about games and getting them covered through the week. And we looks like 45 was the man that was down, and they're helping him up. Gunner Lovelace.
Yep.
Gunner, sorry. And they're kind of assisting him. Looks like he's got a leg issue. So
how did you get the night off tonight? I mean, it's first round of the state playoffs.
Yeah, there's a shortage, so I guess they sent out all the good officials. So maybe next week we might get a game. Who knows?
Now, I know that's not the case. I have called several of your games throughout the years, and they are one of the best ran flow to a game. There's not a whole lot of going on, so I know you guys will have a second and third round. So back to live action here before I let Toby go. Mr. Smith, handoff around the right side, and it's handed off to Welch, and he's very similar result, but he'll pick up about 3. Toby, you guys will do second, third, fourth, and then the state finals. I think your crew has got that. Will you guys stay in the local area, or will you travel? How does that work?
You travel out of your region for all playoff games in football. Some of the sports will stay in for district and region, but football, this is the Sky Conference that's working here tonight. So that's out of the Bowling Green area.
Okay.
Our local crew, my guys, will go out second round next week.
As Smith drops back to pass, he's under some pressure, avoids the sack, and will pick up about 6 on the play, Mike.
Scramble for another first down.
Yeah, and so he will get another first down, and the clock under 4.5 minutes.
And like Mike said, they're still on this possession. They just now crossed the 50, and there's 4 minutes and 27 seconds left. So they've got a little bit of a drive here. So that's probably the most they've moved it all night. I wasn't here early, so I don't know. Okay,
yeah, this is the best drive. And shotgun formation here. Smith is going to fake it and slant pattern, and it looks like it's going to be caught there on the reception. Nash Bird, and that's going to be 11 yards and enough for another first down.
Another first down. They've got them a drive going. So
I know, Toby, on Saturdays you are usually about 75 miles north. with the Cats on a bye week tomorrow, what are you going to do with all your free time tomorrow?
So I'm actually here tonight watching my son in the band.
Okay.
He started band here at Pulaski, and we've got a band competition. Got a fumble.
Yes. There's a snap problem they had the entire first half, and this one is fumbled, and Smith just has to go down and cover it up, and loss of 6 on the play will bring up 2nd and 10. So band competition here tomorrow?
Miamisburg, Ohio.
Oh,
so
wow.
We're
Okay.
traveling, yeah. So we're always doing something. Owens really enjoyed it. They do a good job with the band. Here, Pulaski County does all good with all their sports here. So getting ready to snap it again.
Smith drops straight back to pass, floats out to his right. He finds his receiver out there. That's Cooper Wiley, and they're going to get the penalty or the sack yardage back plus about 2. So we'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Yep, got past one of the sticks, but where they were 2nd and long, they got another one to go. So let's see if they can keep this drive going.
So the sack by the Maroons defense drove, well, not the sack, but the fumble, put the Colts behind the sticks. 3rd and long. Smith back to pass, and he's under pressure immediately off the left side, but is able to dump it out to his running back. He's going to pick up about 4 or 5, and that was Welch leaking out of the backfield.
Good coverage on that pass, filling the spot there by the defense.
Yeah,
another 4th down. We'll see if they can convert again, keep this drive going.
Yeah, the Maroons brought pressure off that right side, and the Colts threw it to the vacated area. And a good recovery there, as you said, by the Maroons defense.
Counting down to 2 minutes. We've got 35-point lead by Pulaski County Maroons as West Jess is driving. They throw it out to the side.
Another swing pass thrown out here to Welch, and he's going to fight for the first down yardage. So we're going to see at least a 12-minute drive here in the third quarter by one team.
Yeah, they've gotten 5 first downs now, and they're still outside the red zone. So kind of amazing drive. They've just picked up enough that they needed, and the times went out. We had a game earlier this year. We had one team drive down a whole quarter in the second half of a running clock, and then the other team drove down the other quarter. So we were out of there. Yeah.
Makes for an easy night. Smith, shotgun formation, takes the pass, and is tipped up in the air and intercepted by the Maroons.
Bingo. Looked
Crossing,
like a 21 maybe.
I'm trying to get you a number. It's either 14. Intercepted by Caden Carrier with the interception. His first interception of the night, 2nd turnover of the game. And the ball just got tipped up in the air. I thought maybe have a penalty, but we don't. I don't think.
I think they're just talking and looking for another ball. They got a tip drill on that one. They got the bingo. Threw a little bit high of the receiver and went through a Pulaski County Maroons hands, but right into a teammate. So good job by the defense, holding strong on a long drive there. Let's see what the offense can do with under a minute to go here in the third quarter.
And so Zach will bring the offense out on the field, but the clock is already down to 35 seconds. So we may get one play by the Maroons in the third quarter. And it's going to be a handoff to Kason Brock up the middle, bends back to the left side. He's fighting off would-be tacklers, and he's going to pick up 16 on first down, and that is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter.
I'm so glad to see Zach Anderson back out there.
Yes.
I know Will Adams did a magnificent job stepping in for him, but just having Zach back in there is going to be huge for Pulaski County.
And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. And Toby, we appreciate you coming around. Thank you, as always. Good to see you. Wish you luck the rest of the year. And, I may have to trade you in.
I know a little bit about this game. Just congratulations to your son, Chance. He's going to get to work some late-round games with myself, and we're looking forward to that. He's done an absolute awesome job getting started as an official, young official. He's got a bright future. I don't know how many years I'll have out on the field, but I'm looking forward to doing a few more rounds in the playoff. Hopefully Pulaski can keep on a run, and the local teams had a good night tonight, so hopefully they can keep that going. It'll be kind of tough with the RPI third and fourth round. They may have to travel some. They may get some home games depending on upsets, but I think you all do a great job helping local sports and all the coverage that you do. So thank you guys. We try to do our part, and you all do a huge part in all that you do. So thank you all. And
you.
anytime we can help or give you a tip on anything, we'll always try.
We appreciate it, Toby, coming in. It's a great job, and I do appreciate what
I got to
he's
add
done,
this.
and
He has
done.
texted me over the years a dozen times and said, Mike, here's what really.
Right.
I love
yes.
it when he does that. Thank you, man.
Yeah, appreciate you. So as we get back to action, and Adams has checked in at quarterback, and he will hand off.
Who did he hand it to?
Well, we had a new running back. That's
I'm gonna
not
guess-
Brock. I think it's Finley. No, that is not. That is
Ford.
Caden Carrier.
Carrier.
He just got the interception, and he will get the first carry of the fourth quarter. And as we alluded to, very, very rapid moving third quarter. The Maroons still lead at 35-0. The Colts had the possession for the entire third. Adams this time is going to hand it off to Brian Ford, I believe, who is in the game.
Battling, I don't know. That is very close. Surely they won't measure.
No, it's going to be right at, and there is a signal, so that's
I got a first down.
That is, and that was Brian Ford on the carry, so he picks up 4 on second down, and that is a Maroons first down.
I'd like to see Ford step through the line of scrimmage because he's fast enough to go to the house.
He is, and you see Carrier and Ford getting their
valuable snaps.
Yeah, first couple carries of the season, and this time handed off the Carrier off the right side, and he wiggles through and bounces off a couple tacklers, and young man is fighting for extra yardage.
Well, he's fighting for extra yardage. He's also fighting for playing time. He wants the coaching staff to know, if you got to have me, I'm here.
Yeah, Caden, a junior for the Maroons, and getting some time on the defense in the secondary. Got the interception, and Maroons set up 2nd and 7 at the Colts 46-yard line. Here's a handoff along the left side. This time it is Ford again on the carry. He's going to get stopped for no gain. We'll bring up 3rd and 7. Into the third quarter, still 35-0. Hand off this time to Ford, trying to sweep around the right side, and he is going to cut up to about the 40-yard line and pick up 2, and we'll bring up 4th down and 7.
4th down and 6.
They said Madison Southern 28-21 over South Laurel and half.
Thank you.
So halftime score that we had, 35-28 South or Madison Southern and South Laurel. The winner will travel here next week. Adams under pressure.
Oh.
He gets hit as he unloads and almost intercepted. And it will be a turnover on down.
He got walloped too.
He did. And so the Colts get the turnover on downs, and we will have change of possession. 8 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in this one. Maroons lead 35-0. And what's going to be a very quick night.
Guess we should say that's Brian Ford that got a couple carries in that series.
Who was I calling?
No, you did.
Okay.
I just
sorry.
make sure we
Yeah.
have 2 Fords,
Yes.
as you understand.
I'm with you now.
All right.
So Smith comes back out for the Colts, and drop back, looking to go down the field. He's got a receiver down there, and it's thrown over his head just a little bit. Again, a lot of hand fighting going on. Case and Brock on the coverage. No flags. We'll bring up 2nd and 10.
I'm glad we've gotten 10 years ago in high school football. You get a flag 90% of the time on that because somebody bumped somebody.
Right.
I think they've done a lot better job of calling pass interference, in my humble opinion.
So,
or not calling it.
Right.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 10. Smith, shotgun formation. He's going to send Welch in motion to the right and set up a little bubble screen there to the left side.
Trying to get a number.
That was Jaden Milford, number 29, on the reception, and he's going to take it up for about 4 yards. And, Mike, if we did the average, I'm going to tell you that the Colts' average passing attack is 4 yards.
The answer is 4.
they have had so many just quick down and outs, little screens that have gained them 4 and 5 yards all night long.
I think that may have been trying to see who was on the tackle. I'll catch up
Third
with
and 6, swing pass out to Welch around the left side, and he is going to be chopped down out there on a great play.
He stepped out of bounds earlier, I think.
Yeah, he is. Boone Godby out there with the tackle, and Boone came up from his cornerback spot and will short gain of 2, and so the Colts here in the second half have went for it on 4th down twice and have been successful. This will be their 3rd try, and it's going to be 4th and 4 just inside the Maroons territory. 6:25 on the clock. Smith, shotgun, rolls to his right, looks to throw it to the near sideline and just overthrew it on the run, pass intended for Luke Allen, and the Maroons will get the turnover on downs. 1st and 10 here at their own 48-yard line.
Smith has tossed it 33 times in this game.
You don't have a total on the yardage yet, do you?
Yeah, 156.
So 33.
About 4.
Yeah, about 4.
It is 4. Here we go.
So Adams, shotgun formation. He's got Ford off his right side looking down the field, and Adams just throws it up. And the closest player in the area was a West Jessamine Colt, Corbin Umbrell, back there, and Adams, I think, was expecting something else to happen.
Yeah, he had a receiver going down the outside boundary, and that I thought, man, if he's got him in his sights, that's a touchdown. And the throw actually came to the middle of the field, and that'll put the Pulaski defense back to work.
As the Colts got basically what turned out as a pretty good punt, and will start their possession at the 19-yard line.
And this is not throwing any shade on anything. It looked like a punt.
Yeah, it was a good punt. I mean, it was had a good spiral. It turned over. It just happened to fall into the breadbasket of a West Jessamine player. A new running back in the game for the Colts, and Smith will hand it to him, and he gets swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. And checked into the game and taking the handoff is Drew Harden, number 23. And they're going to give him a gain of 2.
That was Ricky Meese at this corner over here that made the play down there in front of me a minute ago. I was trying to come up with a name.
Yeah, it's 31.
Yeah, and I didn't. And we're going to get a timeout. Thank you all. I've got something I need to do.
Ron Shaw Realtor timeout. 4:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. Maroons lead 35-0.
Rick Barker, Godby Realty and Auction. Names you know, names you can trust. Real estate and auction services for farm, commercial, residential, and personal. Godby Realty and Auction has 50 years experience in the real estate and auction business, ready to put that to work for you. Go online at godbyrealty.com for more information. We also want to thank Hospice of Lake Cumberland for helping sponsor high school football. When a loved one faces a serious illness, it can feel overwhelming, but you're not alone. Hospice of Lake Cumberland is here to provide comfort, support, and dignity. Our team of experts focuses on pain management, emotional support, and helping your families navigate the difficult times. We believe in celebrating life, even in its final chapters. Let us help create moments of peace and connection. Hospice of Lake Cumberland, compassionate care when it matters most. Any of us, and we have been through that situation. Those are godsend. Those are angels.
I didn't see something. I wrote something down there, and I tried to lose it. As we get back to action, as the Colts come out facing a 2nd and 8 from their own 20-yard line. Smith, quick snap, quick pass. He finds a receiver out there, and that's Zachary Pinkston, I believe, number 9.
Come on.
Oh, hang on. Yep, Zachary Pinkston, and he is going to get – or no, they're going to say that he bobbled it. No, now they're finally moving. I thought they said it was incomplete, but they do move the ball to the 28-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the play.
They need 4. Actually, they need 1.
Just need 1.
Yep.
3rd and 1. Smith will look to throw it out there again, and this time pass intended for Caden Mason.
35 times. If you think about this, had it not been a running clock, we would have been here all night.
And out of 35 times, I'm going to tell you that 25 of them have been of the 5 and out for formation or pass play. And Smith takes the snap, hands it up the middle, trying to catch the Maroon defense off guard, and they're not going to get it.
73 on the tackle.
Yep.
Blake Gifford getting high fives from his teammates.
And he gets the turnover on downs, and Zachary Pinkston was on the carry, Mike, and he got a gain of 1, but it's not enough. And so the Maroons will run this one out as there's 2:35 on the clock.
Yeah, I don't expect Adams to throw a pass here. What do you think?
He shouldn't. I mean,
I think they're going to hand the ball to Ford and see what happens.
I mean, you could legitimately,
with West Jess having all kinds of trouble getting players on the field.
You could legitimately take 3 knees and the game would be over. But as it is, Adams in the backfield, and he's got his running backs there with him. Handoff given to Caden Carrier, and Carrier is going to take it around the right side and get all the way down to the 10-yard line, and that will be a gain of 18.
So Carrier's got 29 yards rushing. Pretty good wheels.
Yeah, he got around the outside.
He got it out there in a high groove and was moving pretty good. The officials are coming in.
And so now you are going to take the victory formation. Who is the favorite formation of who?
Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker.
Now, the other comment about Herschel, I have a little fun, is his head coach, one time they asked him about him carrying the ball so much, and he said, Herschel don't mind. That ball's not that heavy.
As the Maroons do take Adams takes a knee, and so the clock with the first down is under a minute, so we'll have to have 2 more.
2 more knees.
And that will end us. So
for Pulaski County, another first in the coaching career of Coach Burns. He'll get his first playoff win. They'll be at home next Friday night. They'll play the winner of Madison Southern and South Laurel, to be determined.
Yeah, that one still is well to be decided. The information that we have been given is it was 35-28.
One score,
early in the third quarter, and Adams takes the other knee. So for Pulaski County fans,
that ought to do it.
That will. As both teams head to the sideline. So we are going to step out real quick. There's not a whole lot to put together for the second half, but we'll give you some final totals, team and individual. We'll give you some player of the game information, and then we will step out of here and try to catch Coach Burns if possible. But as it stands, the Maroons will win this game and extend their record on the season. To 7-4 and 4-1, 5-1 in the class, and 4-0 in the district, which that's all over. And the West Jessamine Colts will go down in defeat. They will end their season with a 3-8 record. But on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, the final score is 35-0. Real quick team scoring rundown, and Mike's got you some individual and team numbers. It was all PC tonight as they got 35 points in the first half. Zach Anderson opened the scoring with a 1-yard touchdown quarterback sneak. Bryson Mounts would add the PAT to lead 7-0. Anderson would get back onto passing track as he would find Cohen Finley with a 6-yard touchdown pass. Mounts PAT would make it 14-0. Just before the end of the first quarter, Zach would find Kason Brock on a 36-yard crossing route in the front corner of the end zone, and Brock would stick the ball across the goal line, and the score would extend to 21-0. in the second quarter. Two more scores. This time, first one, Zach Anderson, 77-yard pass to Boone Godby. 2-point conversion was attempted and failed, leaving the score at 27-0. But just under 3 minutes later, Idlewild would take it around the left side, 39 yards out. Kason Brock would add the 2-point conversion, 35-0 halftime score, 35-0 final score, and that's where we're at.
Thank you, partner. You ready for me to go?
Yes, sir.
Pulaski County will close the game with rush the ball 22 times for 149 yards. They were 5 of 11 through the air was the starting quarterback, Anderson, for but 182 yards and 3 touchdowns. 0 for 3 was Adams in his stint and did throw a pick. For Pulaski County, 331 yards of total offense on 30 snaps. West Jessamine, once again for West Jessamine, the second half they did get a little stuff done. They had 5 first downs in the second half. They actually had more first downs on the night than Pulaski County did. That's why you don't look at just a number here and there. I had Smith throwing the ball 35 times for 161 yards, 19-20 of 35. And again, the 4-yard pass, we made a little jest of it, but it's a system that can work, but you have got to break some bigger plays around it every now and then. But tonight, Pulaski County just stepped back and said, we'll let you throw it 4 yards, and eventually you'll either drop one or we'll pick one up. And good night for Smith. I like this young man. He's a good-looking quarterback. The run game for West just never developed, as their leading rusher, Welch, only had 14 yards on 8 carries. Smith was actually the leading rusher in the game, 6 carries for 18 yards. And through the air, Satterwhite had 4 catches in one flurry before he got hurt, and I will close with, I sure do hope the young man's okay. Allen had 3 catches for 47 yards. Milford had 5 catches for 30 yards. Bird had 3 for 22. But again, running clock in the second quarter, and Pulaski County will put the running clock up on the board. They will win this one 35-0 on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard. Partner, what else we got?
So we need to give some hardware away here real quick, and I'm going to need your help on the offensive
I didn't
side.
give Pulaski's individuals, did I?
I don't think so.
Well, why don't I?
Okay.
Some of the people listening might like to hear this. Brock carried the ball 11 times for 67 yards. Ford had 3 carries for 5 yards. Anderson, 3 carries for net 6, one of those being a 1-yard touchdown. Idlewild, 1 carry, 39 yards and a touchdown.
Efficient.
Very efficient. And Carrier checked in, had 3 carries for 29 yards, and a pretty good showing out of him. Brock had 1 catch for 36 yards. Idlewild 1 for 29 yards. Findlay 1 for 6. Godby had 1 for 77 for one of the more entertaining plays that I've seen on the season. And Wilden, 1 catch for 34 yards with one of the best catches I've seen all season. That'll be the individual stats for Pulaski County. We gave you Anderson and Adams on the front end of this.
Yeah, so looking at the players of the game, like I said, I'm going to need your help on the offensive player of the game, because there could be one of about 5 different players.
You got that right.
But I'm going with my UCB, United Cumberland Bank, defensive player of the game. And while Caden Carrier will get a strong honorable mention for the interception that he had, the young man that caused some havoc throughout the whole game, got a big sack early on, and had a couple of tackles. Connor Blevins, our United Cumberland Bank defensive player of the game.
I'm good with that.
And then our promo lawn service lineman of the game, I'm going to give it to our replacement center tonight. Never had a bad snap, did a very good job of blocking, kept pressure off of Zach, and so Blake Taylor will get our promo lawn service player of the game.
That's very good. Final recap on some scores. Again, I think we gave you these. It was Southwestern wins 42-0 over East Jessamine. Somerset 35-6 over Owen County. Pulaski County 35-0 here over West Jessamine. And again, the discussion will begin around the state of Kentucky, if it hasn't already. Is there really a need to have so many teams in the playoffs and you get so many first-round games that turn out to be mismatches? And I guess my comment is it still gives you that hope that somebody, and somewhere around the state tonight, somebody's going to beat somebody.
Right.
But, again, it gives an atmosphere to a West Jessamine team that hasn't had the greatest season. But these kids played well tonight. They played hard out here tonight. They just ran into a team that is a little better football team than they are. I don't mean –
Sure.
That's just straight up. And so you and I will be here next Friday night, 7:30. You got stuff to do. I'm just reminding everybody.
We still need to name an offensive player of the game.
Oh, I was supposed to do that. I'm going to give it to Zach Anderson. We shorted him a time or two early in the season when he threw up some nasty numbers. His completion percentage was not all that tonight. No picks, 182 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I'll take that.
And a rushing touchdown.
So
he accounted for 4 of the 5 touchdowns tonight, so I don't disagree with you. Zach Anderson, our Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game. Once again, I want to thank all of our sponsors for making tonight's game possible. We'll be back next Friday night here from Pulaski High School, 7:30 kickoff against either Masson, Southern, or South Laurel, and we'll bring it to you either here live through audio or video. Check the Facebook Lake Cumberland Sports page for more information on that. But we're going to try to wrap things up, try to find Coach Burns, and bring you a post-game coaches interview if possible. You can catch that on Facebook as well, Facebook Live. But as it stands, before we sign off, Mike, you got anything to add?
No, I thought coming into this game that West Jessamine would struggle to score against Pulaski County's defense. That proved to be true. I thought Pulaski County would put points up against West Jessamine because they'd been giving up 30 a game,
which proved to be true,
to less formidable teams than Pulaski County. So I thought that would happen. Did I think 35-0 in the second quarter? Probably not. But it didn't really surprise me. The better team won tonight.
Right. So for Mike Kerr, I'm Chris Staten. Thanks, everyone, again for listening to us babble for 4 quarters and plus. And we'll be back to do it again next Friday night. Everyone be safe. Have a great weekend or week. We'll talk to you next week.